Number two.
They are self-motivated.
Self-motivated. Okay.
And self-motivated, not motivated by self, but something that is within them that they can get up in the morning. No one has to wake them up in the morning. No one has to tell them to stay focused. It's something that within them they can motivate themselves.
And how do you marry self-motivation with ambition? Is ambition a bad thing?
No, ambition's a noble thing.
Right. So it's good to have some ambition for your life, for your role, for whatever you've got to, whatever you're overseeing, leading, responsible for.
I think it becomes a problem when it's selfish ambition. Because selfish ambition is when it's all about you and what you're trying to do, and you're the beneficiary of it. So the difference between, I think, ambition and selfish ambition is who ultimately is the beneficiary.
Yeah,
selfish ambition, you are the beneficiary.
Yeah.
And it's interesting when selfish ambition exists, as in James, so is there trouble and all sorts of discord surrounds someone of selfish ambition. So I always look for leaders, if there's always trouble in their team or there's always trouble around them, that's a sign that there's selfish ambition in that leader.
Right. How do you maintain self-motivation? Maybe if you've either made some mistakes, things have not worked out the way you wanted them to, someone's let you down. You know, there are times when it's easier to be self-motivated. There's times when it's hard. How do you maintain it in the more difficult times?
Well, I think if your motivation comes because you're, if you're living for something bigger than yourself, it will prompt the fruit of self-motivation inside you.
Yeah.
Right. And so, I think there's always that sense of, well, for the bigger picture, I've got to get myself up. For the bigger what I'm trying to, that I'm a part of, or the bigger that I'm trying to.
That's a good way to look at it, because it's selfish ambition, or if it's just self-focused, then when something bad happens to me, I can't rise above it because it's all, my world's about me.
Yeah.
But if there's a bigger world that I'm about and a bigger picture, then forget about me and how I feel. There's something bigger I've got to rise and step up to, and that keeps me motivated.
I think that's why Paul goes, I have to have a word whether it's in season or out of season.
Right.
He's talking about the way he felt about himself, where he was at in life. And so it doesn't matter what's going on in his life or around him, he's got to be able to step up and bring the word of the Lord into a situation. So that's that sense of, I'm living for something bigger than myself. And I think he's a classic example of persisting in something that he was end up being renowned for, that was seen as a weakness in his life.
Yeah, wow. So when it comes to people on your team who, I think one of the things that gets really frustrating is when you're constantly having to pump someone up. Come on, you can do it. Come on. What is it, what do you do in that situation? Or if you're constantly having to pump yourself up, maybe it's because you're in the wrong role.
I think if you're constantly having to say, you can do this, there's nothing inside that person that's drawing them forward.
Yeah.
And so they're probably in the wrong role.
Yeah.
Or they've chosen to do the wrong thing in life,
or they've just become self-obsessed.
They've got to get in touch with this. I've got to live for something bigger than me.
Yeah.
Because if I don't, the drive thing is the thing. And if you need someone else to drive you, then